Bengals training camp continued on Sunday. Let's get the latest on La'el Collins. Yes, there's a development there. There's some notes across the offensive line, including the latest on Jackson Carman and much, much more on a hot, busy day at Paycor Stadium. Hi again, everyone, and welcome in to Cincinnati Bengals Talk. I'm James Rapien of allbengals.com. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and let's dive into what has been a pretty busy couple of days here at Paycor. First off, of course, the Bengals played on Friday night, so there was a lot of fallout from that game. Some thoughts on the safeties, thoughts on the defensive line. Well, we talked with Bengals DC Lou Anarumo after Sunday's practice, so make sure you check out that video as well. But let's dive into some observations from Sunday, and we'll start with the trenches, the offensive line. And over the past 72 hours, a couple of things have happened. One, Jackson Carman, who was said to be in a battle, at least the coaching staff said it was a battle, but it didn't appear to be like much of one for the starting right tackle job. Jackson Carman went from playing right tackle against the Packers and getting the start with Jonah Williams resting with the starters to now moving to left tackle, and he was playing as a backup left tackle. Obviously, Orlando Brown Jr. was out there and with the starters, which goes without saying. So Jackson Carman says he's willing to do whatever it takes, whatever the coaches want from him, but naturally that's a sign, especially when you look at it. And Deontay Smith taking reps at right tackle was in the game a ton, playing multiple different spots on Friday. At tackle, left tackle, was showing his versatility there. So now the Bengals probably looking at Deontay Smith, just seeing what they have in him as a right tackle. The other guy that we need to keep an eye on is La'el Collins, and I talked with him one-on-one before we just got crushed. It went from me and La'el, who I was looking up to him, of course, to a bunch of reporters around us, and but I spent 3 good minutes one-on-one with La'el Collins. You can watch that video right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk as well. And he is moving really well. Looks good. Looks like he's rehabbing exactly how they planned on him rehabbing. Was working with a brace on that knee, on his right knee, I believe it was. And obviously, when he had surgery in January, it would have been hard and challenging for him to be back for the start of the regular season. It feels like he's going to start the year on the PUP list, physically unable to perform list. He could come back after 4 weeks, and he would be the ultimate insurance for Jonah Williams, who obviously has an injury history. Ultimate insurance even at left tackle, because Jonah has a history of playing left tackle, so you could bring La'el back to play right and move Jonah to left. I think it makes a ton of sense to keep La'el around. He's working really, really hard. I think he's in it. He's battling and wants to get out there as soon as possible. So we'll see there, but it does seem like it's progressing. There are a lot of factors on when he could return, but it's looking good and continuing to be on the right path. Chidobe Awuzie is a few months ahead of La'el because he had his surgery in early November after tearing his ACL in October, on Halloween, October 31st to be exact. He continues to just look awesome. Just every little drill he does. He was working on the jugs machine at the end of practice and just getting as much work in as possible. He was mirroring wide receivers even though he's not taking part in team drills. So I really like what I'm seeing from him. And with that, let's get into Sunday's practice, because I thought it was a really competitive practice. Trevor Siemian had some really nice passes, hit Jamar Chase deep in stride on a touchdown against Cam Taylor-Britt. Cam Taylor-Britt had some nice plays as well, guarding T. Higgins in red zone, and got beat by T once, won a matchup against T. T also went up for a one-handed grab, made the one-handed grab, got 1 foot down, and the second foot, his heel on the side of his foot, landed out of bounds, but it was a heck of a catch. I tweeted that play out as well. It was a hot practice, a competitive one. Joe Burrow was out there again, no calf sleeve, in the bucket hat, was also in the locker room, no calf sleeve. So there's your Joe Burrow update. But overall, I think that you're seeing signs of certain things come together. DJ Turner continues to get a ton of reps against Jamar Chase. It's making him better, a lot better. He had a nice pass breakup deep downfield against Chase today. Chase also won his fair share against Cam Taylor-Britt and naturally Turner, and he does that against anyone he faces most of the time. Tyler Boyd had a really nice catch along the sidelines. It was the far sideline away from the fans. Trevor Siemian found him there as well. Irv Smith Jr. had a touchdown. Joe Mixon had a 4-yard touchdown run. Chris Evans had a couple nice runs. Chase Brown had a nice run. Mike Hilton, I buried one of the leads. Mike Hilton had a pick six where Trevor Siemian he threw it short, a screen past the tee. It was much shorter than it needed to be, but Mike Hilton read it right away. Another clip I tweeted out. Dove to catch it, caught it, ran, got up and ran. T. Higgins wasn't going to tackle him. It's obviously not a live drill where they're tackling, so he didn't touch him down or anything. So technically it was a pick six. In a real game, he would have been able to tag Mike Hilton down, and he would have been down. Overall, really competitive practice. One of my takeaways looking back at Friday night that I didn't really talk about is the interior of the Bengals defensive line, and that is going to be interesting. That's a battle in there. And Jay Tufele certainly flashed a ton. And Lou Anarumo said, any joke, he said it jokingly, but he's probably some truth to his joke, said, yeah, he's a gamer. Because there are times I don't like what he does out here, but clearly when the lights are on, he shows up. And fine, sign me up for that. Jay Tufele is someone they need to emerge. They need someone to emerge in that defensive line room. Obviously, Zach Carter as well is in that mix at defensive tackle. So we will see there. But the Bengals, they continue to, I think, get better. T. Higgins was, like I said, made a few really close plays, really nice plays, but one that was really close to being the highlight maybe of camp. It would have been probably better than the Trenton Irwin catch that sent social media aflame, and rightfully so. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anything else, any other notes that I should hit on. Oh, Alex Kappa was back today. And so obviously that's important. Zach Taylor said he would be. He was. Logan Wilson also missed some practice late last week. He's back. Neither guy was dealing with anything serious. According to head coach Zach Taylor, it was more of a precautionary thing, and those guys were back. Charlie Jones practiced despite dealing with that shoulder issue. And so injury-wise, they continue to get better and better. Terrell Basham, by the way, was the one going up against Lyle Collins in drills. So it looks like he's progressing. Travion Williams looks like he's progressing as well from that ankle, and they could certainly use him as they continue to look for a third down back, certainly a pass blocker, someone to emerge in that running back room. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and if we haven't put them out by the time you see this video, because I'm not sure exactly what order we're going to do, we have one-on-ones coming up with Lyle Collins and Jamar Chase. So stay tuned for that, and we will be back on Monday with plenty of coverage right here from Bengals training camp. For our channel coordinator, Andrew Fox-Miller, I'm James Rapien, signing off for now on CBT, Cincinnati Bengals Talk.